ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम श्री महागणपते नमः। सरस्वती नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेद वेदांग वेदांत विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च। सरस्वती महाभागे विद्ये कमललोचने विद्यारूपे विशालाक्षी विद्यां देहि नमोस्तुते। यदक्षरं पदं भ्रष्टं मात्रहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवी प्रसीद परमेश्वरी। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Last class we were in the last portion from 31 to 42, the last verses of the second samas, second topic of the second chapter. And so we shall just read from 31. Samay yava chuko nahi. Start from there. Just सत्व गुण सांडू नये वैरियांस दंडू नये शरण आलिया अल्पधने माजो नये हरिभक्तीच लाजो नये मर्यादे विण चालू नये पवित्र जणी मूर्खाची संबंध पडो नये अंधारी हात घालू नये दुश्चितपणे विसरू नये वस्तू आपली स्नान संध्या सांडू नये कुळाचार खंडू नये अनाचार सांडू नये सुकुरपणे हरिकथा सांडू नये निरूपण तोडू नये परमार्थात मोडू नये प्रपंच बळे देवाचा नवस बुडवू नये आपला धर्म उडवू नये भलते भरी भरू नये विचारे वेळ निष्ठुरपणा धरू नये जीवहत्या करू नये पाऊस देखून जाऊ नये अथवा अवकाळी सभा देखून गळू नये समयी उत्तर टळू नये दिखारिता चढू नये धारिष्ट आपले गुरु विरहित असो नये नीच यातीचा गुरु करू नये जिणे शाश्वत मानू नये वैभवासी सत्य मार्ग सांडू नये असत्य पंथे जाऊ नये कदा अभिमान घेऊ नये असत्याचा अपकीर्ती ते सांडावी सदकीर्ती वाढवावी विवेके दृढ धरावी वाट सत्याची नेगता हे उत्तम गुण ते मनुष्य अवलक्षण एक तयांचे लक्षण पुढीले समासी. इथे श्री दासबोधे गुरु शिष्य संवादे उत्तम लक्षणाम समास दूसरा. So with this we come to the end, but we will see what it is in English. Very simple Marathi, but still it is difficult because maybe the poetic language that is used. So he says in the 31st verse, when time comes, one should not be afraid to do a brave deed. One should not let our piousness be spoiled. And if the enemy surrenders, he should not be punished. So these are what we must keep in mind, and this is what is to be done. If an opportunity arises, any opportunity where a brave deed is called upon, one must act upon it immediately. So when time comes, one should not be afraid to do, meaning go ahead and be brave if that calling comes. And one should not let our piousness be spoiled. You know, sometimes, and especially if you see these teenagers or college goers, you know, those they feel a little shy to go to temples or to pray to God because they don't want to be seen as either a religious person or a God-fearing person. So we sometimes allow our piousness to be spoiled because of the presence of another person. We say, oh, let me not pray because all these people are around me. They will think something. I feel shy to do that. No, never allow that. Nothing should come between God and ourselves. That we should be very clear about. And like openly, even if you have to proclaim it, it is okay. You should not feel shy about it. And if the enemy surrenders, he should not be punished. Automatically, if the enemy is surrendering, means he is asking for forgiveness and he has, given himself up, then one should not look at punishing someone. Then he says, 32nd, one should not be puffed up by having a small amount of money. Huh? When we get money, sometimes we become very, what do we say? As though now nothing can touch us. We can be very, very brave about that. That should never happen. No pride should come because of a little bit of money that we have. And there are many people who become proud with money. That is, they will lose. It should not be shown. So one should not be ashamed in devotion, like what we said before. So you have devotion, if you are devoted, it is okay for people to see, but one should not feel ashamed of it or feel shy of it. And one should not behave arrogantly in the company of good and pious people. This is important also. There is no need to behave arrogantly anywhere, but definitely in the presence of pious people, it's a very, very wrong thing to do. Then he says, one should not have any dealing with foolish person. Murkhansi sambandh padau nahi. Pray that you don't come across also some foolish people. Murkhansa lakshana we have studied. I have told we must reflect and we must see that we ourselves are not doing any of that murkhapana first of all. And let us hope that we do not come across such, it is said that you have, it is okay to have an intelligent enemy than having a foolish friend. So somebody, your best friend, if she or he is foolish, you keep away. That is just shows your samarthya, your intelligence. Use your intelligence and keep away. Do not keep sambandha with foolish people. And one should not put one's hand in a dark place. In fact, he says, you don't go, like he says, मूर्खांशी संबंध पड़ो में अंधारी हाथ घालू नहीं. मतलब हाथ घालू नहीं is not only that, okay, wherever it is dark and you don't know that place, you shouldn't venture into it. This is common sense, but many of us in our pride of knowledge, we tend to do these things. So he says, no, don't do that. And one should not forget one's things by carelessness. Carelessly, we leave things here and there. And we say, oh, I forgot this. I kept it there and then I forgot about it. We walk away absent-mindedly. This absent-mindedness, some places is shown very positive way, that this person is very innocent and absent-minded. Absent-minded means your mind is not there, you are not alert. Clear, as simple as that. So being absent-minded shows that you are not alert and aware, and that is not a very sattva guna, sampan. So do not keep your things, don't leave them here and there. Don't be careless about using things. When you have your things, you don't have to feel a sense of possession and all the time attached to it. But you should be aware and it should be taken proper care of. If you're using something, you should take proper care of it. Just to show, pretend that you are hardly attached to those things, making it lie in all bad places and keeping it, leaving it here and there, and not keeping it, some people don't know how to even handle their things properly. They keep throwing it around here and there. They leave it in a stack like they don't care for it. Doesn't show. These are not lakshanas that will take you towards the truth. Very clearly, we must, you will wonder why is he paying attention to such minute, small things? Because according to us, these are small things, no? Bhagavan is something very big and beyond. We have to look at the big things. You cannot go there. You cannot, for knowing Bhagavan, who is everywhere, he is the minutest of minute. So you have to become that subtle. Nothing is small. If it is not the way to do it, that's not the way to do it. That's how saints, they will never forgive themselves for the slightest of slip that they have made. Ek kshana mein I didn't think of Bhagavan. Surdar says, please forgive me, God. There was a moment where I became careless. I know Kate Swami, even till the end of his life, he says, for a moment I was careless. So how they think of it as, how can I be without attention? So nothing, these things are not small things. And many people make a habit of it. So that's why Albert Einstein said, if I cannot trust a person with small things, I can never trust him with big things. So don't ever say, this is a small thing, this is a casual thing. Nothing can be taken so casually. Everything, in everything lies divinity. So one should not have any dealing with foolish person, should not put one's hand in the dark place, one should not forget one's things by carelessness. The daily path and rituals and family tradition ceremonies should not be stopped. And this is like Nitya Karma. And one should not do wrong things by negligence. This again, absent-mindedness, carelessness, negligence is all tamoguna. Of course, we will be talking of tamoguna later, but this shows that tamoguna has taken over. And more tamoguna means there is, okay, nothing is happening, sattva is not come. That's all. What more can we say? The deal, then one should not, 35th, one should not forget to listen to the glory of God. One should not contradict while somebody is speaking, and one should not neglect higher path of liberation, being forced by family ties, he says. So one should not forget to listen to the glory of God. When we say classes will be there, or there will be kirtan, there will be chanting, many people think, oh, this is for PG class. I have started listening to the Upanishads, Now I don't need to chant anymore. So that is not the way. Every chanting actually reminds, it's a time for us to go deep into that. You have understood the word meaning. Go into understanding the indicative meaning of it. And once the indicative meaning is there, can we meditate upon that word, those words of the stotrams, and just slide into meditation. Then make use of that chants. to vibrate in the same resonance with that of the Lord. You can make it. There is a whole chance given, opportunity given. One should be able to meditate with those chants. So never ever think. This is why he says that one should not forget to listen to the glory of God. So we think I have studied second chapter, third chapter is what is important of Gita. Some other chapter, something else going on, I'm not interested. It cannot be like that. You cannot categorize and just fix that this is what God is and this is where. You will never find that God who is everywhere then. If you're trying to limit God this way. So one should not contradict while somebody is talking. This is very, all our chat shows first, they should learn Dasbodh, I think, then go into doing interviews also. Even when a person, I remember as a young person, child and watching TV, the anchor would speak, but he would encourage the person whom he is interviewing to speak more. They would ask pointed questions and wait for. Now we don't know whose interview is being taken. The person who is interviewing goes on talking, and the moment this person answers, he is already contradicting him. You are leading to that. How can you say that? You let me talk. And this is also, they are saying this is what increases their TRP, which means people are also interested in this. We are not sure what is happening. And here he says, while somebody is speaking, do not contradict. Matlab, listen. This is good conduct. This shows sattva guna. And one should not neglect higher path of liberation. Okay, there are family ties, this family all the time. But I must never forget the path of liberation. What is my final goal? Where am I going? How long will I give excuse of family and household? That is why Grihasthashram also there is a certain period. You enjoy Grihasthashram according to Shastra. You are married, enjoy married life, but there is a limit to it. You know where you have to go. You know you have to get into Vanaprastha soon. You will have a child, the child will get married, will become of marriageable age. There is a time I need to leave. Whether that Shastra says the child has to be married and your first grandchild, you have to leave. But if today's times by 40, 45, they don't want to settle, then let them be. You have given them their education and it is their life, how they lead. You have to think of Vanaprastha and move away. You can't be stuck with family. People don't want that at all. First grandchild, the grandchild's schooling, grandchild has to go to college, grandchild has to get married. I want to see my great grandchild's face. So where? So he says, don't neglect your higher path of liberation being forced by family ties. Then the 36th, he says, one should not forget to fulfill promises given to God. This is very important. We go to especially when in dire situation, we want something to happen or we are suffering from something. We go to God and we say, um, every Wednesday, Nariel, every Tuesday, Nariel, whatever it is, 11 rupees I will put in this temple of yours. I will go. Achha, this is good. When you do this, you must keep up that promise. Don't forget. Many people pray, and when it happens, they say, wow, very good, it happened. Forgotten about that 11 rupees, forgotten their prayers. First thing you have to go thanksgiving is that, be in gratitude. Don't forget your promise to God. Make a promise that you will fulfill. That is another thing. I know of people who go to the temple and they will say, if this happens, let my son get married, let my daughter get that promotion, I will do my daughter's mundan. You have to do mundan if you want. You can't pray that somebody else will come to the temple. And then you go back and you say, hey daughter, you got your promotion, now you have to do mundan. Hey ma, when did I pray that? I never prayed that. Why did you? Unnecessary fight. No, I have already prayed for you and you have to do it. Who asked you to pray this way? Right? So you go, it has to be, you want to make a deal. First of all, you should not be making a deal. But if you're doing that, you go to God and you have to fulfill that. You have to pray on your behalf. What are you ready to give? Not that If that job my son gets, he will give you $100. Why you are on his behalf? You have to pay that $100. That's important. So one should not forget to fulfill promises. One should not, um, what is the word? One should not flout one's own religion. In case that word is not visible for you, one should not flout one's own religion and should not do any awkward things under anyone's influence. Hmm. So coming under the influence of somebody, you start behaving oddly and going about flouting. I belong here. This is my religion. Too much of that is happening today. Somehow everyone wants to, that identity they want to establish. It's a very personal relationship with God. So you don't need to go out and do that. Then he says, one should not be cruel. One should not kill any creature. When there is a heavy rain or when time is not akali, as he says, and Bharpur, if there is rain, he says, one should not, obviously, this is common sense. But we forget many such things today when we take on a travel because we have a lot of things to our convenience that we have created. We have the mobile with us. We have a very lot of conveniences. So we think nothing wrong can happen to us. It's a stupid idea. We must be watchful of natural elements. We must be watchful of the trends before any entering into a city, before going to any place. Is there a problem that is coming up in that place? Is this needed for me to know? And it's needed, and whether I need to take that uh, journey or no, you should decide. One should not act. People are getting out. They are so dependent on that mobile. If that mobile is not there today, they will be lost. So if this is your case, it is really stupid to be doing things without thinking. Also, do not hurt any creature. That's a sign of cruelty. Intentionally, intentionally, very many people, when they're sitting in the garden, pull out grass, it's just habit. When they are going by crossing a tree, just pull out a branch, just pull out some leaf. This is cruelty actually, in another way. It's life that you're pulling out. So unintentionally done, but one should avoid that. One should not get panicky when confronted by a gathering. One should not miss to give a timely and proper answer. And if somebody insults, one should not be discouraged. So see, timely, proper answers have to be given. Some people are asked, they are told, then they say, I don't know, in front of a crowd, I didn't feel like saying, so they keep quiet. Then a proper answer was asked, but since they are too shy to speak, they don't give. They know the answer, they are shy, so they don't answer. So he says these things. All this speaks of a very subtle passive ego. Then when people are very concerned about what others will think, it is their ego which is telling. So in other words, he's saying, don't keep thinking like this. Timely, proper answer where it needs to be spoken of, should be spoken of. That is straightforwardness, arjavam, as Bhagavan Krishna tells. Most of us don't want to be straightforward. We want to be polite and put it in different ways so that they understand. And I was trying to give them a hint. They didn't understand. I didn't know in front of this one whether I could speak or not speak. So we get confused and we keep quiet. No, timely, proper. People may call you names, but you should not be bothered. That's why he says, somebody is insulting you, don't be discouraged. If you have done the right thing according to Dasbodh, then you should not be discouraged. One should not be without a guru. Okay? But one should not have a guru who belongs to a lower caste. Now look at this. One should not be without a guru and with a guru who is of a lower caste. Understand? Here he has not. We all have to have a guru. A sadguru is difficult for us to find immediately. We may not even recognize a sadguru. So we have different stages, right? We need to know something. First of all, use a guru as a counsel who will teach you ways to walk the path of dharma. Between dharma and adharma, what has to be done? You need a guru. So at this level, that person has to be either of your same social standing or higher, so that he understands where you come from and is able to guide you better. But if there is somebody who belongs to the lower caste, he may not know what is the dharma of your particular caste. It just goes to understand that Kula Dharma we have. We have one thing called community. We belong to a certain community. So there are a certain do's and don'ts for that community. Now you have to listen to a guru of that community so that you know properly what is to be done and what is to be avoided. Otherwise, you will be following some other community guidelines, living in one community. So this gadbad should not happen. Therefore, he says, understand, follow the guru and follow the right guru of your own kula dharma. Whoever follows your kula, he should be a guru from your kula. When one is rich, one should not think that one will live forever. Ah, so beautiful. When one is rich, one thinks he is going to last forever and ever and ever. That because that pride and security that money can get you, wealth can get you. It is better to remember that all of this will go, even this body is perishable. Then one should not leave the path of truth and go by the path of untruth, nor should one be proud of a false thing. What is a false thing? False thing, anything that is impermanent, try. False is one thing which is not true. Opposite of what is real is false. We may imagine that we are one way. I am, and we feel proud about the fact also. According to me, my image, I might be one who is very, very humble, who is very, very helping, who is very, very kind. But this all could be my imagination. It may not be the truth. Understand, we can fool ourselves this way. Our ego will fool. That is why we remain deluded, many of us. So do not take pride in such things, and such things which are going to perish anyway. One should wipe out bad name and earn a good name. Always look at this. If there has been a misunderstanding and people are thinking some way about you, it's your responsibility to try and at least correct it. Do not try and say, I don't care what people think about me. You must at least put an effort to help them change their mind. Later, if it doesn't happen, but one must try. By discrimination, one should hold fast to the path of truth. So even Bhagwan Krishna or even Bhagwan Ram were all misunderstood and they were also called bad. So you cannot avoid that. But you must never give up the path of truth, and you must try and explain this, because the more you are on the path of liberation and the more you are on the path of spiritual evolution, life is all about all inclusiveness. You cannot say, I don't care about this person, I don't care about that person. It is all about inclusiveness. If these good qualities are not cultivated, the last line, the man becomes a bad character. The signs of such a bad person are described in the next chapter, which you should listen. Why is such a person who doesn't follow this? Why is he that way? Is because, as Swami Samarth Ramdas says in the topic 3rd, it's because of the wrong knowledge that he possesses. So he talks to us about signs of wrong knowledge. So this whole chapter which we did was on good qualities, though at many places you will say you should not do. Understand what should be done then. So that is the sign of good qualities. Thus, in the second Dashika of Dasbodh, in the dialogue between the Guru and the disciple, this second chapter by name Signs of Good Qualities is completed here. That is the 42nd verse. So with that, we end the second topic of the second chapter. Now we will go to the third samas topic, signs of wrong knowledge. Samas tisra, kuvidya lakshana, wrong knowledge. So people have this and they hold that knowledge also very strongly. They are attached to that knowledge. Sri Ram, एका कुविद्येची लक्षणे ऐका कुविद्येची लक्षणे अति हीणे कुलक्षणे त्यागार्थ बोलिले ते श्रवणे त्याग घडे ऐका कुविद्याचे प्राणी जन्मा येऊन केली हानी सांगितलेले येई लक्षणी ओळखावा कुविद्येचा प्राणी असे तो कठीण निरूपणे त्रासे अवगुणाची समृद्धी असे म्हणोनिया मेदस्किप श्लोक दंभोदर्प this is from the Gita that is taken अभिमानश्च क्रोध पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानचाभिता जातस्य पार्थ संपदां सुरीं. Understand, this is the asura pravritti according to Bhagavan Krishna. He also speaks of this people with wrong knowledge. So that is this. So kama, krodha, mada, matsara, lobha, damba, tiraskara, garva, tata, ahankara, dvesha, vishada, vikalpi. So आशा ममता तृष्णा कल्पना चिंता अहंता कामना भावना असूय अविद्या ईषणा वासना अतृप्ति लोलगता इच्छा वांछा चिकित्सा निंदा आनित्य ग्रामणी मस्ती सदा जाणीव अवज्ञा विपत्ति आपदा दुर्वृत्ती दुर्वासना स्पर्धा खटपट आणि चटपट तरे झटपट आणि वटवट सदा खटपट आणि लटपट परम वेता कुविद्या कुरूप आणि कुलक्षण अशक्त आणि दुर्जन दरिद्री आणि कृपण अतिशयसी आळसी आणि खादड दुर्बळ आणि लाताड तुटक आणि लाबाड अतिशयसी मूर्ख आणि तपिळ वेडे आणि वाचाळ लटके आणि तोंडाळ Atishay Yesi. Up to the 10th one, if we just, I read the verses up to the 10th in Marathi. Now we will just see in English. Now please listen to the signs of wrong type of knowledge. People with this kind of knowledge, understanding, thinking, they are really the most unworthy characteristics of persons. And I am giving them here so that they should be renounced. So, if you feel somewhere people are calling you this way, this is why we should pay attention to what others think of us. Not because we have to get carried away with the appreciation or feel discouraged by their criticism. But if we come to know that somebody is thinking like this of me, then I should pay attention. Is this right? This is the kind of projection I'm making. I don't mean this, but why are people thinking like this? I am definitely doing something wrong. Understand? There are some things which we keep in our actions speak much more than our words. We may keep on telling, I intend to be like this, I am a good person, but your actions are not speaking that way. People will take your actions only. They are going to judge you by your actions, not by what you say. And if your actions are one way and people find you doing this all the time, then you should know what they feel, because you should understand and correct yourself. If you're doing that, then we understand you are a person made of good quality. Sattva is there because you're willing to change. But people with wrong knowledge usually do not want to change, nor do they care what the other thinks about it. Guruji used to always say, and I think you'll remember now, mind, our mind has 4 parts, he would say. One part is my mind, of which I say something, I express something, and everybody listens to it. So what I'm expressing, everybody knows, but I have something in my mind which I know everybody else does not know. Until I don't express. If I express, they will know. When I don't express, nobody knows, but I know I have a thought like that. Then there is one which I am expressing, the others also know. So this is one, that is the first thing. What I'm expressing, the others know. And so both are clear, we know. Then there is one which I know of some thoughts which nobody else knows until I do not express. Then there is a third one which I may not express, I may not even know it's there, but I am already projecting. Others know me. They all read me as one, being one kind. And then the fourth is, which is in the causal body, Karana Sharira. Even I don't know and nobody else knows. So this way, there are three types. Of this, no, you have control. First, second, the fourth one you have no control over. But we do not care for the third one. We must also be very particular about our behavior, how my words might affect another, how my actions might affect another, how my thinking might affect another. And we are responsible for that. So we should know how we are affecting. We are only bothered about how people affect us. How are we affecting people? Are we concerned about it? I speak rudely, I speak insultingly, I speak any way I like, I say anything I like. And I expect people should understand me. But I don't understand everybody. And I don't like the way people speak. So this way, everybody else also might be thinking like this about me. So if I'm giving it lakshana and I'm changing that, shows that I have some sattva guna. But people with wrong knowledge don't give this, pay attention to this aspect at all. And those are the kind of people he's talking. Listen how a person with wrong type of knowledge behaves. He has taken birth but has wasted his life. You can recognize him by the signs which are being told. Like what? Such a man gets fed up by listening to explanations of difficult subjects because he has many vices in his character. Okay. Strong statements. But that means you're not interested. When somebody is giving an explanation of something, I know of people, when we begin, they ask something, and when I am answering, they would have turned off, they'll be looking here and there. They are already not interested because they find it difficult to understand. So, Dambo Darpo Vimanascha Krodha Parushyameva cha. This is the Gita Shloka. Ajnanam cha vijatasya Partha Sampadam Apsurim. Understand, O Partha, the inborn demonic qualities of a person. What are they? Damba, conceit, insolence, pride, anger, gossip, ignorance. He has great passion, lust, anger, pride, jealousy, greed, hypocrisy is there, spitefulness, boasting nature, egoism, malice, depression, doubtfulness, all of this is there. Hope, possessiveness, hankering, imagination, worry, sense of ego, desire, emotion, envy, ignorance, aspiration, desire for physical pleasure, discontent, impatience, wish, criticism, slander, bad conduct, hooliganism, haughtiness, pride of knowledge, disobedience, difficulty, calamity, evil attitude, and evil thinking. So many things he has put in one. Tendency to compete with others, overactivity and anxiety which continues in the mind, pureness, strange, that is haste and talkativeness, continuous harassment and using bad words, very acute pain and black art, black magic. These are bad signs. With wrong knowledge, you get all of this. So even if from any of this, if one is dominant, then you must understand somewhere we are going wrong. We must correct these conduct or behavioral tendencies. Such bad people are ugly and having bad signs. They are weak and wicked, penniless and misers to a degree. They are lazy, gluttonous, weak, but having a habit of kicking others, curt and cunning. Such people are foolish and hot-tempered, stupid and talkative, falsifiers and quarrelsome. Such persons are ignorant and do not listen to others. They do not know and they do not learn. They do not do anything and do not study. All of this, when a person is full of ego and anger and pride and jealousy, or he is very greedy, or he has very bad intention in his mind, then all of this, one thing leads to another and it is all overlapping each other. Such persons are ignorant and they do not listen to others. Many people, such people, you will find them that they want attention. They will talk of lot of suffering in their lives. When there is suffering, no, people usually get lot of sympathy. They get attention from others. When you go and say, how I'm suffering, people will give you attention. So they crave for this attention. How life is difficult for them, all of that. That way they understand they are just ignorant and they will not listen to somebody who's giving them good advice to change their ways and come out of their misery. Because they are getting good attention because of that, no, they will not listen to you. Likewise, many mistakes that they are making out of jealousy, out of competition, out of haughtiness, when you tell them correct yourself, they do not want to correct themselves. So these are actually filled with wrong knowledge, means comes from tamoguna. They don't even want that light. Somebody tries to correct them. In fact, I think it was Socrates who said, you correct a foolish person, he will blame you. But you correct a wise person, he will correct himself and appreciate you and thank you. He will be in gratitude to you for having pointed out that mistake. So we should always be looking at people who can point us, and they have to be at a greater level, higher level than us. We can't keep going and asking and getting confused with people who are running in circles, But these people don't want to change. They want to remain there only and gather all that attention so that somebody is going on talking to them and giving them this. And they say, and they will act also very humble. I mean this. Somehow this is what happens. I don't know when I will change. They don't want to change. You can see that. Because somebody who wants to change would have brought about that change slowly. It may have taken some time. But you see, these people don't want to change. After 5 years also, they will say this, repeat the same dialogue. They are foolish people. And they are ignorant. They do not know and they don't even want to learn. So such people, you should keep them at an arm's distance. Don't involve too much with them. And they say, he is saying here, he is a sinner. He condemns others. They themselves will make a lot of mistakes but find fault with others and keep on condemning others. He is always worrying and dangerous. He is unhappy and very violent. Some of them could be this way also. He is lowly and a fabricator. I have gone too much. After the 10th shloka I kept reading, but the Marathi verses we will read. I'll just finish up to the 15th in English. He is sick and commits wrong actions. He is narrow-minded and irreligious in his attitude and has sinful desires. Though he is very feeble in his body, he is boasting. He does not follow any moral standards and always thinks in a wrong way. He is unfortunate, talkative, and advises others about discretion. So whether he is following discretion or no, they have good advice for everyone else how they should be. I will just read up to the 15th in the Marathi shloka. Then we will. नेणे आणि नायके न ये आणि न सीखे न करी आणि न देखे अभ्यास दृष्टी. They do not have this अभ्यास दृष्टी. अज्ञान आणि अविश्वास. You cannot trust them. छळवादी आणि दोषी. अभक्त आणि भक्तांची देखो सकेना, पापी आणि निंदक, कष्टी आणि घातक, दुखी आणि हिंसक, अतिशयसी, हीन आणि कुत्रिमी, रोगी आणि कुकर्मी, अचंगुळ आणि अधर्मी, वासना रमे, हीन देह आणि ताटा, अप्रमाण आणि फाटा, बाष्कळ आणि करंटा, विवेक सांगते. So this is how they are. They have no moral standards. They think in a wrong way, but they talk and they have advice for others. Very many people I see happily giving advice to others, and I wonder what did you think that you have achieved in life that you start giving so much advice to others? When did you know, change yourself, and first have you corrected yourself? Then we will read from the 16th to the 20th verse in Marathi. लंडी आणि उन्मत, निकामी आणि डुल्लत, भ्याड आणि बोलत पराक्रम, कनिष्ठ आणि गर्विष्ठ, नुबरते आणि नष्ट, द्वेषी आणि भ्रष्ट, अतिशयसी, अभिमानी आणि निसंगळ, वोडगस्त आणि खळ, दंभिक आणि अनर्गळ, अतिशयसी, वोखटे आणि विकारी, खोटे आणि अनोपकारी, अवलक्षण आणि भिखारी, प्राणी मात्रासी, अल्पमती आणि वादक, दीनरूप आणि भेदक, सूक्ष्म आणि त्रासक, कुशुद्धे करुणी. I think so many adjectives are given here. This is for people who can learn the Marathi language also. Words that are here. Swami Samartha says, such a man is robust in body and uncontrollable. He is useless, but walks with a proud gait. Such people are there all around us. If you look at it, we have never looked at it that way, probably. You know, he is a coward, but tells stories of valor. He is insignificant, but boastful. He has attachment and is dirty. He is a hater and very much degraded. Such a man is having no shame, but has pride. He is always in financial trouble and is an evil person. He is an hypocrite and uncontrolled. You know, I feel hypocrites, they suffer their own hypocrisy. Of course, people get fooled with them once or twice, but one should recognize a hypocrite. If you have recognized a hypocrite, then you move away from such a person. He is dirty and given to various vices. He tells lies, does not help anybody, ugly and insulting everybody. See, telling lies means you are escaping something. One person may make a mistake. He can, mistakenly you might utter something, and that will be known. But telling lies is a very bad habit. So if you are in the habit of telling lies, so that this moment you can save yourself, save your skin, watch. This is not going to help you. Be as truthful as possible at every moment. Some people lie just so that they can get a good name. They lie because they don't know how to, it might spoil the situation, spoil something. So they tell lies. They don't open up and say the truth also sometimes. That is also partly lying. One must not be like this. One can forget. One can mistakenly think something and say something else. But you can come to know when it was a mistake, genuine mistake, and when it has become a habit. If it's becoming a habit, it's truly lying. So that's a very sad and a very bad habit to get into. His talk is generally harsh, hurtful, cunning, full of doubts, painful, sharp, evil in meaning, and hard-hearted. He has very little talent but argues. Oh, I read the 22nd instead of this. He tells lies, does not help anybody, insulting everybody. 20th, he has very little talent but argues. Huh. Some people can be so argumentative, then you wonder why did you get into a conversation with them? Everything that you say will be contented. Then you wonder where the conversation is going. He himself has many faults but looks for such faults in others. He is narrow minded and hurts others by bad words. Okay, up to 20th. Now we shall see from the 21st to the 30th in Marathi. कठीण वचनी कर्कश वचनी कापट्या वचनी संदेह वचनी दुःख वचनी तीव्र वचनी क्रूर निष्ठुर दुरात्मा न्यून वचनी पैशून्य वचनी अशुभ वचनी अनित्य वचनी द्वेष वचनी अनृत्य वचनी बाष्कळ वचनी धिकारू केओटिक केओटी कुटिल घाट्याळ कुंठे कुचर नट्याळ कोपी कुदन टवाळ अतिशयसी कपिळ तामस अविचार पापी अनर्थी अपस्मार भूत संबंधी संचार आंगी वसे आत्महत्यारा स्त्री हत्यारा गो हत्यारा ब्रह्म हत्यारा मात्र हत्यारा पितृ हत्यारा महापापी पतित उणे कुपात्र कुर्तकी मित्रद्रोही विश्वासघातकी कृतज्ञ तल्पकी नारकी अतिथ्या जल्पक किंत भांडन झगडा कळहू अधर्म अनाराहाटी शोक संग्रहो ताहाड वेसनी विग्रहो निग्रह करता द्वाड आपेसी वोंगळ ताळक तुंबल लक्ष्याळ स्वार्थी अभिलासी ओढाळ आदत्त जाडे जोड आद खणा षट शंभू कातरू लंड तमंडु सिंतरू भंड पाषांड तस्करू अपहार करता धीट सैराठ मोकाट ताट सावट वाजट तोट उद्घट लंपट बटवाल कुबुद्धि. People who know the language might enjoy these rhymes, rhyming words. We don't know much. We will look at what he says in the 21st verse. His talk is generally harsh, hurtful, cunning, full of doubts. I don't know if you have met these people, and I keep saying, if you have not met a person of such wrong knowledge, you are really privileged, be happy. But you can see this lakshanas. When you meet a lot of people and you're going out a lot, you recognize these because this is usually there. They are full of cunning. You can catch them very quickly, full of doubts also. His talk shows the defects of others or a slander or otherwise immoral and malicious as well as untrue. His talk is ominous. He insults others and babbles irrelevantly. So people who talk a lot, you will see what they are talking to. Once you pay attention to what people are saying, you will recognize their intention, the words, where they come from. You can recognize all this. Swami Samartha, I have seen all kinds of people. That's why he is able to even notify and tell us all about these qualities. He is a person who has evil schemes to deceive others. He is of crooked mind. He is an instigator. His attitude is generally dishonest. He's sullen and he's short-tempered. He earns money by foul means and makes a jest of everybody. Making a jest of everybody is as though laughing at everybody. Everyone is like a joker and a comedy to be laughed at, you know. And this is a very laughing at wrong times, you know. Just making a joke at untimely jokes. These are all lakshana of tamoguna and wrong knowledge. So it should not be appreciated and granted. People think themselves to be very humorous and very creative with their jokes. But it's very unfortunate. It comes at very wrong times and comparisons are all wrong, shows wrong knowledge, nothing else other than that. So laughing also, one has to be very careful. When and at what are you laughing? If somebody cracks such a joke on somebody else at the expense of somebody else, and we are laughing with it, it also shows our way of thinking. Not a good thing. Earning money by foul means? Definitely not. He will even encourage others to earn money. He will not find anything wrong. When you say that that person is earning money through, अरे कौन नहीं करता आजकल तो सबको कोई करता है, and if he is appreciating and you should wonder why is he talking this way. Hmm? He is both short-tempered and rash. There is no rationality in his behavior. Ah, to think of consistent rational behavior if he doesn't show that. You wonder why he acted like this. Why did he act like that? You will come to no answers because wrong knowledge is prompting him to behave this way. He easily commits sinful actions. He is a source of problem, calamity to others. And ghosts and bad elements from astral plane possess him, and he may be happy even having these kind of fits, epileptic. Why epileptic? Because of the ghosts and spirits that possess him, not because of his physical condition. um, these are things we never talk about in especially satsangs, but yes, you should understand that if your aura is broken because of your bad habits and evil intentions, you will attract these spirits within your aura. There are enough disembodied spirits moving all over. He may often be cruel to his wife, may kill her or commit suicide. He may kill cows, Brahmins. These are all what the Shastra says one should not commit, isn't it? Murder is not allowed at any given point of time. Murdering a woman, murdering a man, a cow, and the worst is even taking your own life is not. He may kill his parents too. So much degraded can he be with wrong knowledge. Who are these people who do it? Do you know of any person? You have not in your family or friends or community, but do you know that these things happen in the world? It happens every time. It has not happened only, oh, when Swami Samarth Ramdas lived, maybe such people were there. It is happening even today, world over. These are the people, and we are usually away from it, but we should know that they are also there. That's all. In his life are rampant doubts, then tussles, quarrels, disputes. He is not at all religious. He follows no tradition. He often slanders other people and is addicted to many intoxicants. He tries to bully everybody. A person who is bullying by nature understands is a very insecure person. Then the 20th one, he is always doing some mischief. He has no success in his efforts. He is a flirt, very frugal and filthy in his appearance. He is no doubt foolishly self-centered. One should be self-centered. Self is what? The self of capital S self, Atman self-centered. Not self-centered in this way. Stupidly self-centered is being egoistically centered. Goes beyond normalcy, has no sense of shame, and such people are easily tempted and become malicious. Stupidity, cowardice, rudeness, interference, deceit, rebellion, theft, hearsay are his special vices. He tries to fool everybody. Just listening to some gossip from there, coming and telling these people that gossip, then carrying something from here, hearsay, he goes telling, he is not going about talking truth too. He carries rumors like anything, adding masala of his own because his whole mind is very malicious. And Bhagwan bachaye aise logon se, because they can really come and spread the unnecessary things. Such a man with wrong type of knowledge is very bold, unabashed, stupid, unrestrained and naughty in his behavior. He babbles, cheats, and he is an arrogant rascal with devious thinking and is infatuated by women, meaning he wants attention of everybody, especially of the opposite sex. Very, very happy to get that. And they are usually people, unthinking people are very bold very often, we say, na, the stupid go blindly, very boldly. So what? I don't care. I am not afraid. I'll go and talk. I'll do this. And they go and do also many things. An intelligent man will think twice. We always say, no, think twice before you speak, think twice before you do something. Without thinking, they will go and do it and they will justify and defend after that. One has to be careful. So we stop here at the 30th verse for today. It's already 10. So next class, we will complete this topic up to the 40th. Then we come to discourse on devotion. That is a very beautiful topic also. Then slowly, Swami Samarth Ramdas takes us through the Rajas, Tamo, and Sattva qualities. Sattvic quality has the maximum number of verses in this chapter, more than 80. So it's very beautiful. We are going through these points. Think about them. I'm not asking you to meditate on them because these are not to be meditated upon. But this is definitely, surely to be avoided. Nothing else to be done. So that is the reason why. And if you see it with somebody else, go away. Try not to keep too much contact with such a person. Why? It will disturb your progress. That's very important. That you do not deal too much with these people. Bhagavan Krishna says, leave the tamasic people to me. You cannot do anything. From Tamo Guna, they have to go to being Rajo predominant. From Rajo predominant only can we get into Sattva. So these are the kind of people with wrong knowledge one should have nothing to do with. So with this, we conclude for today. And then next class, we will proceed with the remaining verses and look at the path of devotion after that. Namadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All these qualities, it will help us wherever we are, in our workplace, everywhere actually. In the family, in the community also. Pay attention to them. Hari Om.